guys, it's Sunday night, about 10:15. I'm driving back to New Jersey from Long Island. Anyway, I just now that I have my new phone holder and I have my phone at a pretty good angle, I thought, well, I'll just record the New York traffic on my way home. If anybody is interested in watching it, it's probably boring to 99% of you, but I thought, well, you get to see a little bit of what it's like to drive on the outskirts of the city. Going through Queens right now, you can see all of those high-rise buildings there. Some of them are apartment buildings. Most of them are residential buildings. And there are a lot of office buildings too. But I'm only about a mile away from the Verrazano Bridge, and I do not have to describe that bridge anymore. I have talked about it 100 times. But I had a wonderful visit with my family. Baby Ife's getting big. Of course, she's pulling herself up and sitting up and crawling. She's 10 months old. She's very dainty. She's definitely a girly girl. Oh, I just love her so much. And she's saying mama and dada and, you know, just the normal little words. Her two little bottom teeth are almost through her gums, but she doesn't seem to be fretting too much with them. She's a good baby. I mean, she goes down for her naps on a regular basis, and she can hold her bottle herself. We sit her in the high chair and lean her back, and she'll hold her bottle and take it, and then just burp her and put her in her bed on her back, and you know, she goes right to sleep. I never had a baby that would do that. Oh, mine would scream and cry and stay awake half the night, and I could never lay one down. I always had to rock them. And even after I rocked them to sleep, they would wake up and start crying when I laid them in the crib. I see a lot of jets there in the air in a holding pattern, waiting to land at, I don't know if it's LaGuardia or JFK. I'm pretty far from JFK, so it might be waiting to land at LaGuardia, but I see a lot of planes in the holding patterns. So I'm coming up on the Verrazano. Y'all can see the lights on it. It is a beautiful bridge. Oh, excuse me, but I am so tired. So Issa has a bicycle now, a real bicycle. The 18-inch bike, no, I mean the okay, so he got a 16-inch bike. Okay, so it was just too small for him. Whenever he tried to pedal it, his knees hit the handlebars. So it had to be returned, and it's very difficult to find an 18-inch bike, which would have been perfect for him. So he ended up getting a 20-inch bike. But it has the training wheels on it and everything, but even though the training wheels are as low as they can go, they still don't touch the ground very good. So he does still have problems, you know, trying to balance it and everything. Of course, he's wearing his helmet and his knee pads and elbow pads, so he is getting better at it. Husani was with him today, helping him to balance it and to be able to go on his own, although Husani did run behind him. But yesterday I was doing that, kind of holding on to the back of his seat and then running up and down the sidewalk with him. Lord have mercy, am I ever out of shape, y'all. I couldn't hardly get out of bed this morning. Every muscle in my body hurt. Oh, Lord. It's just a shame to be so out of shape. I really do need to get my butt in an exercise class. I mean, that's ridiculous. You can't even run behind your grandson on a bicycle without being near paralyzed the next morning. So I got up and drank my coffee, and Jill had gotten me some little Danish, it was blueberry, had the blueberry center Danish rolls. So I went ahead and ate that with my coffee so I could at least get a couple of leave in me. So I was able to take the leave and lay back down for a half hour, but it wasn't until I took a really, really good hot shower that I felt human again. And then even that wore off after about 4 hours. I reckon by 12 or 1 o'clock I was hurting again, and of course Issa wanted to go back out and ride his bicycle some more, but I told him, I said, I just can't do it. So Jill was real far behind on her laundry, and I think she was washing the last load, so we got that in the dryer, and she's been doing laundry all week, but she hasn't had time to fold any of it. So we spent a couple of hours folding all the laundry and sorting through some of Ife's clothes that are too small for her now. And Jill does have a friend with a baby girl a few months younger than Ife, so she's able to give Ife's clothes to her. So we did that, and just kind of helped Jill get ahead with the household chores and things. She and Husani, yesterday morning, they cleaned out all the paperwork and everything in the den, and just threw away a lot of stuff. It's so easy to accumulate paperwork and junk and all that. So, Lord, he had a big old pile of garbage cans full of trash, and the old air conditioner that had been in the wall there probably since, it was an old Friedrich. I reckon that thing was probably at least 50 years old. I would imagine it had been there at least since the 1960s or 70s, and I mean, they were content with it until it just stopped. The compressor stopped working. There's still two of the same identical ones. One in Issa's bedroom upstairs, and one in what's going to be Ife's bedroom whenever she outgrows the nursery. And they would just freeze you out of that room. Those old Friedrich air conditioners work like a charm. So they were disappointed when downstairs, when the compressor went out. But Husani went to PC Richards and bought a new Friedrich. So the old air conditioner was sitting out there, ready to go into the garbage. And so when I left tonight, Husani was putting all the trash out by the street. Boy, those poor New York garbage men. Do they ever work hard for their money. There is so much garbage and trash out in front of everybody's house. I mean, it is house after house after house after house. They come along and compact it, you know, and I think there are 2 trucks that come. One comes and picks up the garbage, and then another one comes along and picks up the trash, you know, like the air conditioners and other kind of rubbish and stuff. And it's almost every day of the week. Anyway, the type of job that Jill has, this nursing job, most of her patients are on Medicare. And y'all, you would not believe the amount of paperwork that is involved with those Medicare patients. I mean, Jill has to see 5 or 6 patients every day. And she goes in and assesses them and, determines what kind of treatment they need. And it's mostly people who have been discharged from the hospital that Jill works for. It's a big university hospital. So, instead of keeping the elderly patients in the hospital longer and Medicare having to pay for those bills, Medicare pays for them to have care at home. So Jill has to go in and assess the patient and determine exactly what type of care they need, and then she has to set all of that up. Whether it be occupational therapy or rehab or, maybe they would need to go into a long-term care facility or whatever. Jill does that, and then if one of the patients needs to be admitted to the hospital, then that's even more paperwork. Or if the patient has finished the care, then Jill has to discharge the patient. So that's more paperwork. So she is, Lord, that was a big old pothole. So Jill is constantly, seeing patients and then having to spend another 3 or 4 hours each day doing the paperwork. So needless to say, she had fallen real far behind on her laundry and everything. And she does have a lady that comes in once a month and does all the heavy cleaning. So, at least once a month she can look forward to her house being sparkling clean. But she and Husani, keep it up on the other days. They have wood floors, so she has the Swiffer and everything, and so they just vacuum them and then use the Swiffer. But still, with the kind of work that she does and the hours, it is full time. And then trying to, take care of taking Issa to school and picking him up, and then taking Ife to daycare and picking her up. It's just, you young women out there with children trying to run a household, I really do admire you. I mean, it takes a lot of strength and energy and tenacity and a lot of patience. And then if you get sick or something, you can't stop. I mean, you still got to take care of your family. You still got to grocery shop and plan your meals and cook your meals and clean up the kitchen and do all the laundry and bathe your children. I don't even know how I managed with my 2 boys and my daughter. I had very little help from their father. Y'all have heard me talk about him being a bad alcoholic. So, most days when he would get off work, he did not come home. He went to the bar and would drink until all hours of the night. So I was left with everything, having to help with the homework and cooking and cleaning and bathing and all of that. But those were still good days. I do have a lot of good memories, and I wouldn't take anything for that time that I spent raising my family. I sometimes wish I could go back and relive it. So y'all just enjoy those little ones while you have them. And now as grandparents, we get to enjoy these grandchildren without all of the hard work that goes with raising them. That's one of the beauties of being a grandparent. Oh, poor little Issa. When he fell asleep on the sofa tonight. Jill and Husani went out to dinner. She wanted to take him out to dinner while I was here to babysit the children to go ahead and celebrate Father's Day. So, there are hundreds of thousands of different ethnic restaurants in the New York metropolitan area. So she found an Ethiopian restaurant, so she made reservations for them to eat there today. And it's a vegan restaurant. I didn't know if Husani would like that or not because he loves his meat. But when they got home, she said, they both said that they enjoyed it. It was different, but the food was very good. I can't remember what she said the name of it is. What kind of restaurant did she call it? She said it was real small. Eclectic is what she called it. Very small and eclectic. Eclectic. I can't pronounce it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so anyway, they got home about 9. And Issa had fallen asleep on the sofa, so Husani got him up to use his 2 inhalers and then to go brush his teeth and put him in bed. So I told him, I said, Issa, I'm going home. And he started crying and said, but I'm going to miss you, Grandma. I said, well, I'll be back. It won't be long until I come back. Ife's baptism is in July. So I'll be coming back for that. Oh, that little boy is attached to me, and I'm attached to him too. It does break my heart to leave, but y'all know I put up videos yesterday and today, and I have work to do. It's a lot of work, reading all the comments and answering them, and that's my job. And that's what I told Issa. I said, Grandma has to work. I have to go home, and I do answer a lot of the comments while I'm there, but most of the time I keep my phone turned off so that I can spend that quality time with Issa and Ife. And with Jill. I wouldn't want to be on the phone all the time and ignore her. So I thought about staying overnight tonight, but I just love sleeping in my bed, my own bed, and I know all of y'all can relate to that too. And actually, when I do leave late on a Sunday night like this, the traffic is light. I mean, y'all can see how light it is. Coming over yesterday morning, it was bumper to bumper. It took me 3 hours to get here from New Jersey. 3 hours to drive 70 miles. Or the temperature is dropping. It was 70 when I left Jill's. It's down to 64 now. Anyway, I'll keep talking and recording until I cross that outer bridge bridge. And about a mile or two past that, I'll be getting on the Garden State Parkway, and I'll be in New Jersey in a few minutes. And thank the good Lord that I have that parking permit now. I don't have to worry about parking several blocks from my house and walking home this late at night all by myself. So I got a hankering for some ice cream today, and there's a Friendly's there, and I mean, it's in walking distance, y'all, of Jill's house. It's really a dangerous thing, but I was too lazy to even walk there. Plus, it was too hot, and I asked Issa if he wanted to go with me, and he didn't. And whenever we go in there, it just takes forever to get served. It's such a busy restaurant, and they seem to never have but one or two waitresses. And so I thought, well, I'll just get my ice cream. And Issa wanted chocolate ice cream with sprinkles on it. I can't remember the name of the one that I got, but it has caramel in it and walnuts and I think vanilla ice cream. I guess it's just a Rocky Road or something. Caramel sundae. And then Husani wanted the strawberry. So I just went in there and walked up to the ice cream counter and ordered it and got it immediately. So I came home, I ate that whole thing. It was 2 scoops. 2 scoops of ice cream with a big old gob of whipped cream on the top, but it was so good. Oh, Lord. So I was very indulgent today. So this is that outer bridge crossing, and I'm going to be in New Jersey. What was that name of that show about the mob? Darn, I can't remember the name of it. I think the guy, the head mobster, I think he died not long ago. John Garofino or something. Oh, The Sopranos. I think they show him crossing a bridge from Jersey into New York. They have a sign going from New Jersey into Brooklyn that says, "Forget about it." I think it's spelled FAHGEDDABOUTIT. Forget about it. So anyway, what I was saying about the sundae from Friendly's, that took care of my appetite, and then I didn't even want to eat dinner, so I haven't even had dinner tonight. I think the McDonald's there by my house is open all night, so I might go through the drive-thru and maybe get me a fish sandwich. That sounds good to me, and a Diet Coke. Now, that usually the caffeine in Coca-Cola does not, I don't get a boost from it like some people do. I can drink one 10, 11 o'clock at night and still go to sleep. So that's kind of what I'm in the mood for. I'll probably just go through there and get me that fish, fillet of fish. And that could be my dinner and my midnight snack. Kill two birds with one stone. Well, I don't think I've ever just sat here in the car and drove home and had a conversation with y'all. A lot of y'all want me to do a live feed, live chat. Well, I'm going to look into it, but what I want to do is figure out even if I can do it on my cell phone. I think I can. If not, I might be able to do it on my tablet. So I'll see if I can figure that out. But what I want to do is get some moderators, because these little sneaky haters are going to try to get in there and control the live chat, and I'm not going to let that happen. So I'll get some moderators in there that can shut them up real quick, and we can have a nice, peaceful, and beautiful live chat. And y'all can ask me whatever you want, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. But I'm so excited. We have the drawing coming up on Wednesday. And during that drawing, I have an announcement for y'all, and it's a big surprise. So make sure you stick around for my Wednesday video. I'll try to do the drawing early and get the video up pretty early. Okay, so y'all can see it says the Parkway entrance south, and I'll be home in about probably 40 minutes, maybe 45. And I'll be glad to get my fillet of fish sandwich and my good old Coca-Cola and get tucked in my bed there. But I just want y'all to know how much I love you, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate you always having my back and sticking up for me. But I just want you to know I don't really want you getting into any kind of argument on any of the troll channels about me. I'm a big girl. I can take up for myself, but it's my policy to ignore the haters, because that's what they want, is my attention, and they sure as hell ain't gonna get it. Nobody can bring me down or hurt me. Once a mother goes through the death of a child, there is nothing to be feared ever again. So I have no fears, and I have no worries. I've already experienced the worst thing that could ever happen in my life, and I lived through it. And I'm a survivor, and I'm thriving. And I will always be a survivor, and I will always thrive. And that's what I encourage you to do. No matter what kind of adversity or tragedy or horrific experience you've gone through in your life, just put it all behind you, because it is in the past. There's nothing that you can do to change it. All of the worrying and the stressing and the fear and panic, just put it out of your mind. You don't need it. You deserve peace, and you deserve to be happy. And it's up to you to make that happen in your life. You have to just, I know it's a cliche, but you really just have to put your mind to it. You can be anything, do anything, and live any way that you want. You know, to me, the three important things in life are something to hope for, something to do, and someone to love. That's really the only three things in life that we need for peace and happiness. Okay, so I got a CD in here by Bob Seger. So I'm going to turn my video recording off and let Bob Seger entertain me all the way, the rest of the way home. And I just love you. And y'all please leave me a thumbs up and share my videos on your social media sites and with your friends and family. I appreciate it. And I want you to know how much I love you. And y'all just keep on coming back. And I will see you, if not before Wednesday, then Wednesday for sure with the drawing. Good night, guys.